Hello and welcome to Red. It's a past tense sort of day because I am doing a challenge today that I've maybe kind of sort of made up, or I don't know if somebody else has done it, but this is, do I remember the books I've read? And I'll tell you the setup or the layout first, and then I'll talk about the inspiration for it. But basically, I have 5 mystery books selected, and the aim of the game is to guess the title of the book based on 3 different bits of information. First, I'll see a single isolated sentence, and all of this is put in a Google Docs sheet with like different subcategories so that they're all hidden until I click on it. First, I'll see a single isolated sentence, but the sentence is one that I'll have highlighted. So when I read books, I like to use sticky tags and notes, and sometimes I'll even just physically hand highlight sentences. So the first sentence that I'll see is one that I've highlighted, which means that while I was reading it, it stood out to me as being memorable, but I'm about to sort of test myself on if that's actually true. The next thing, so hopefully I'll be able to guess it just from that one sentence. The next bit of information I will see will be a complete paragraph. Some, if not all of it, will be a section that I've highlighted. It might be a continuation of the first clue. It might be another random selection. And then lastly, I'll see the opening line of the book, regardless of whether or not I highlighted it. And so the inspiration for this, basically, so it's a kind of fun game, and it's a little bit different to the sort of stuff I usually do, but the reason or the inspiration for it was just that I think maybe 2 years ago, I was doing the obligatory end of year, get all of the books together to take a big photo of the stack of reads. And before I put them away, I just asked my partner and said, hey, would you mind just grabbing a random book, reading a sentence, a completely random sentence without even having highlighted it, and I'll see if I can guess it. And so we did that, and we went through, I think I had 3 different sentences to see if I could get it, and I remember having an 85% success rate, which was pretty cool. So hopefully this section will, the fact that the sentences will have been ones I've highlighted will help, but also it has been a little bit of time, and there have been more reads since then, so there's kind of more stuff I need to work through. Some other rules are that names, places, and just things that are other general giveaways will be replaced or just censored. So that, I think that's obvious. And then also, maybe I'm being too presumptuous. I don't even know if I'm going to do that well, but if I can guess the book from just the single sentence, I'll get 3 points. If I get it from the paragraph, it's 2 points. If I get it from just the opening line, it's 1 point. Obviously, if I don't get it, there's no points. If I happen to guess the book before I get to the opening line, I can earn an extra point if I remember somewhat vaguely, not word for word, but just the vibe of what the opening line is. So could kind of bump up to an extra point. And that's pretty much it. I'm rocking my School of Athens t-shirt in a desperate attempt to channel some hereditary wisdom. I've also realized that because of the nature of this, I really only have one go at it because I can't just redo the video if I screw it up. But yeah, of course, I will display the extracts on the screen. Is there anything else I need to mention? I guess the obvious thing is that, so I got my lovely sister to combine or compile all of this information, and she's back at the family home, which means that none of the books that I have here are on the list. So that's something that does help. Obviously, these are more recent reads, so the books that are back at the family home in the big bookshelf, they will be, they're the ones that have been chosen, and also hopefully because it's been a little while since I've read them, that will add a little bit of an extra bit of challenge. Anyway, I'm dawdling. Let's get started with book number 1. And so this is one sentence. Okay. So the sentence is this. He still smelled, however, like the far end of a men's toiletries section in a drugstore, and his haircut had been performed by someone who must have been trying to give up smoking. Oh my gosh. I so remember this. I want to guess that this is Vineland by Thomas Pynchon. It sounds so it sounds so much like pinch on, and I think I remember that this line is talking about Zoid. He still smelled, however, like the far end of a men's toiletry section in a drugstore, and his haircut had been performed by someone who must have been trying to give up smoking. It sounds so much like pinch on. Okay, that's the one that I'm tentatively locking in, is that it's going to be Vineland. And this is a sentence that I highlighted, which I love that I highlighted this. We're going to move on to one full paragraph. Okay. Blank was pouring champagne. He turned, holding the 2 glasses, and Blank noticed changes in his packaging. His suit fit like Blank. He appeared to have shaved sometime in the last hour, and he was wearing a pink tropical blossom in his lapel. He still smelled, however, like the far end of a men's toiletry section in a drugstore, and his haircut had been performed by someone who must have been trying to give up smoking. Of course, the one video that I can't redo, I get 7 million planes flying overhead. Okay, I'm still... Oh, okay. Could it be Inherent Vice? I remember taking more notes in Vineland, and I still really think that this is Vineland. And can I remember what the first sentence is? Oh, I don't think I'm going to get an extra point, but I'm still locking in Vineland. I still really think that this is it. Oh, okay. So the first sentence is... Later than usual, one summer morning in X drifted awake in sunlight through a creeping fig that hung in the window with a squadron of blue jays stomping around on the roof. Oh, now I don't think this is Vineland. This could be Carpenter's Gothic by William Gaddis. I just remember that there was... I distinctly remember that the first line of Carpenter's Gothic was something to do with birds, and that it was a kind of nice, poetic way of talking about it. Okay. Later than usual, one summer morning in Blank drifted awake in sunlight through a creeping fig that hung in the window, with a squadron of blue jays stomping around on the roof. That just doesn't sound like the opening line of Vineland. Oh, man. Okay. Is it cheating if I say that it's either Vineland? I don't think it's Vineland. It could still be Vineland. Because now I'm trying to add in what the blanks are. And so let's just say I say, later than one usual summer morning in Vineland, Zoid drifted awake in sunlight through a creeping fig that hung in the window, with a squadron of blue jays stomping around on the roof. Oh, this could still be pinch on. All right, you know what? No fear, Shakespeare. We're locking in Vineland. Let's look at the book title. Vineland by Thomas Pynchon. Yes, I'm so proud of myself. I can't believe that. Wow. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I got that. That's incredible. Go me. So yeah, that was pretty fun. Let's move on. I originally had gotten 10 to do, but I'm definitely only doing 5 for this video. Let's say that I scored 3 points because even though there was a bit of doubt, I persevered and I was correct in my judgment with it being Vineland from sentence 1. Now, let's move on to book number 2. Sentence 1 is... All reductions to 0 interest and cheer me, because then I'll be able to see what comes after 0. Oh. All reductions to 0 interest and cheer me, because then I'll be able to see what comes after 0. Oh, I so remember this. It's not Donald Barthelme. All reductions to 0 interest and cheer me, because then I'll be able to see what comes after 0. This could be White Noise by Don DeLillo. Interest and cheer me. Interest and cheer me. What author would have written that? All reductions to 0 interest and cheer me, because then I'll be able to see what comes after 0. Okay, I don't think I'm going to get it for sure with just this. It's not the recognitions, because the recognitions is here, but it could be Gaddis, it could be JR which I do have back at home. I don't think I'm going to get it from this one sentence. So let's move on to one full paragraph. Okay. I don't doubt that you have good reason for diagnosing the end of literature, both of you, but I'm not very convinced by them. All reductions to zero interest and cheer me, because then I'll be able to see what comes after zero. That is, how the discourse will resume. That is, how the totality of culture, which has suffered many earthquakes and razings to the ground, and has so far lived through them, will manage to overcome two, not so big, compared with others. That is, how it will restore truth to old discourses that can be good again. I still think this is white noise. Okay, so obviously the setting, we've got narrator, first person, talking to a group of two people. I'm guessing that this is the scene or the section where the characters are, because they're school teachers, I'm guessing that they're talking at the lunch room. Yeah, I think... I don't doubt that you have good reason for diagnosing the end of literature, both of you. End of literature. Who's talking about the end of literature? So it's someone in a scholarly department. Could it be Stoner by John Williams? I don't really remember any scenes where people are talking about diagnosing or reducing to zero. I really still think this is White Noise by Don DeLillo. Oh, no. The first sentence is, the good reader looks forward impatiently to his vacation. Oh, damn it. This is not white noise at all. The good reader looks forward impatiently to his vacation. Oh, gosh. Good reader. Is this a Donald Barthelme short story? Is that... The good reader. I remember that. Gosh, why do I not? Come on, Aristotle. Give me some gosh darn memory. The good reader looks forward impatiently to his vacation. Good reader. Man, and I so remember this sentence, which is just infuriating because it's dancing right at the border of my memory. I want to say that it's something crazy like Thomas Bernhard or someone uniquely or oddly chose the sentence, the good reader. The good reader. It's not John Barth. I don't have any John Barth books back at home that I've read. Man, I might have to throw in the towel. If it's not white noise, then... Okay, yeah, The Written World and the Unwritten World by Italo Calvino. So this is maybe a bit of a tricky one. I got the feeling that it was non-fiction, but yeah, The Written World and the Unwritten World by Italo Calvino, that is a non-fiction collection, and funny story about that, just punching in that I got 0 points for that one. The funny thing with that one is that I actually bought it, I think we were in Rome, and within something like an hour of buying it, I spilled gelato on it. So I baptized it with the history of Rome. So that was funny. Anyway, moving on to book 3. I feel like I want to afford myself a little bit in that is a non-fiction collection, so it's not a kind of fully contained work, but nevertheless, I should have guessed that. It's funny that I couldn't guess that was a non-fiction collection, but because I guess the sort of books I read, like White Noise, would just have people sitting around a table talking about books. Anyway, moving on to book number 3. This is one sentence. Okay. This looks like a non-fiction. Whereas normally in literary works, we watch characters who are our equals or even superiors, in an ironic work, we watch characters struggle futilely with forces we might be able to overcome. Okay, I think this is Thomas C. Foster's How to Read Literature Like a Professor. This is very much reminding me of that. I'm not going to stew on it for too long. I'll just move to the next paragraph. Okay. And let's see. So this is a continuation. Irony? Yes, on a variety of levels. First, the entire play exists in what the late literary theorist Blank calls the ironic mode. That is, we watch characters who possess a lower degree of autonomy self-determination, or free will than ourselves. Whereas normally in literary works, we watch characters who are our equals or even superiors. In an ironic work, we watch characters struggle futilely with forces we might be able to overcome. Second, the specific situation of the road offers another level of irony. Here are two men, blank and blank, who wish to find possibilities for change or improvement, yet they can only understand the road they wait besides passively, in terms of what it brings them. We in the audience can see the implication that eludes them. This is where our expectations concerning roads enter the equation, so much so that we may want to scream at them to walk up the road to a new life, but of course they never do. I still think this is Thomas C. Foster's How to Read Literature Like a Professor. Let's go on to the first sentence, which is, okay, so here's the deal. Let's say, purely hypothetically, you're reading a book about an average 16-year-old kid in the summer of blank. Still really getting that vibe, so let's confirm. Book title: How to Read Literature Like a Professor, a lively and entertaining guide to reading between the lines, by Thomas C. Foster. I wouldn't have guessed the first line, but pretty happy that I scored 3 points on that one. Not 0, 3 points on that one. Awesome. Two non-fiction reads in a row. It's going to be a bit brutal, but hopefully I get a fiction book. This is book number 4. Doctors tend to enter the areas of their profession's practice with a brisk good cheer that they have to then stop and try to mute a bit when the arena they're entering is a hospital's 5th floor, a psych ward, where brisk good cheer would amount to a kind of gloating. 1,000,000,000% this is Infinite Jest by David Foster Wallace. I 100% recognize this. I think I can even... This is the section... what is her name? This is the section where the doctor is going in to talk to the character who has survived suicide. She gives the analogy of feeling like somebody jumping off a burning building. I don't remember her name, unfortunately, but I would bet $1 squillion that this is Infinite Jest. Let's move on to one full paragraph. Okay, so we've got the same. Paragraph. I'll skip the first part of it that I already read. This is why the doctors on psych wards so often wear a vaguely fake frown of puzzled concentration. I am gobsmacked at how many planes we have today. Like, usually I edit them out, but even this feels excessive. If and when you see them in the fifth floor halls, this is why a hospital MD, who's usually hale and pink-cheeked and poreless, and who almost always smells unusually clean and good, approaches any psych patient under his care with a professional manner somewhere between bland and deep, a distant but sincere concern that's divided evenly between the patient's subjective discomfort and the hard facts of the case. No doubt this is Infinite Jest, and the first sentence is Hal Incandenza saying, "I am sitting in a room." There are people around talking, but he's unable to communicate. The first sentence, I am seated in an office surrounded by heads and bodies. I'll give myself that one. It's not technically the I am sitting in a room, but I remembered the vibe of it. Book title, of course, Infinite Jest by David Foster Wallace. Awesome. Congratulations, Mr. Reed Red. That's actually 4 points. I think that's 4 points, right? Like, I remembered the vibe. I got it from the first sentence, and I remembered the vibe of the opening sentence. Lucky last, book number 5. Let's give this a go. Ooh, okay. Maybe nothing that happens upon stolen ground can expect a happy ending. I think this is Beloved by Toni Morrison. Maybe nothing that happens upon stolen ground can expect a happy ending. I distinctly remember that sentence. Maybe nothing that happens on stolen ground can have a happy ending. I think this is Beloved by Toni Morrison. The first sentence is 127 was spiteful. Let's see. But the thing with Beloved that I remember is that I took very few annotations. I remember just the experience of reading it was sort of really visceral, that I almost was had this weird kind of hesitance to take notes. Okay, and now moving on to the full sentence. If this were a fairy tale, it would now be time for blank to play a hero. He does not seem to lack the necessary credentials. It is not that he isn't handsome or tall or strong, or that he doesn't want to help her, or that he doesn't love her. Oh, he loves her just as the English loved India and Africa and Ireland. It is the love that is the problem. People treat their lovers badly. All those things are true, but maybe it is just the scenery that is wrong. Maybe nothing that happens upon stolen ground can expect a happy ending. Okay, I think this is actually The Color Purple by Alice Walker. This sounds a little bit more familiar. English, Africa, Ireland, things are true. I don't think I'm going to get the opening sentence of The Color Purple. All those things, maybe nothing that happens upon... You know what, actually? The only thing that's throwing me off about The Color Purple is that most of it is written in vernacular, and really the only... So this would have to have happened when we're getting the letters from the other character, and I'm trying to not spoil it for people who haven't seen it. Wow, what else would it be? I get the feeling that this is an African-American writer. This sounds... Oh, is this White Teeth by Zadie Smith? Oh, gosh. If this were... Oh, this might be White Teeth by Zadie Smith. Okay, I'm gonna know for sure by the opening sentence, because I remember White Teeth had a super distinct with Archibald trying to like kind of basically kill himself in an automobile and just like absolutely botching it. It's not Beloved. There's no way this is Beloved. In my heart of hearts, I just can't believe that Toni Morrison wrote "Oh, he loves her," just as the English loved India. All right, first sentence is going to tell me for sure. Yeah, it's White Teeth. All right. Early in the morning, late in the century, blank Broadway, at 6:27 hours on the 1st of January 1975, blank was dressed in corduroy and sat in a fume-filled blank face down on the steering wheel, hoping the judgment would not be heavy upon him. Okay, this is White Teeth. I'm going to give myself 2 points, not because I don't really technically think I got it from that second paragraph, but I did guess the vibe of the first sentence by before I got to it. The book title is White Teeth by Zadie Smith. Okay, that was a rip-roaring amount of fun. I don't know how you all felt or if you stuck through it, but I had an absolute ball, and I reckon I'm gonna do this again. Pretty chill, easy content, and yeah, it's proof that you know, even if you take notes and even if you annotate, it can be a little bit hard. I love that. One of the takeaways that I got from this is that it feels like so often I was able to guess the vibe or the general surrounding of the sentence or the context, but often the name of the book would just elude me for a while. But Zadie Smith, I got White Teeth with 2 points. So my total, the first book, which was Vineland, I gave myself 3 points. I didn't get any points for Italo Calvino's The Written World and The Unwritten World. For the third book was How to Read Literature Like a Professor. Infinite Jest, I got 4 points. And then Zadie Smith's White Teeth, I got 2 points. Pretty cool. I'm pretty happy. You know, I'm pretty glad that I remember some of these books I've read a little while ago. Yeah, let me know if you enjoyed, if you thought this formula or this kind of video was fun. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed. I'm pretty sure, just even for myself, I will make another video of this, because it was an absolute hoot to do this. Once more, thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be a book review of The Letters of Gustave Flaubert.